Walk one. It's your boy LP, and we're back. Yes, round up game week 8. And you know, say I'm gas. And anyway, before we get into it, don't forget like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, all of that good stuff. Don't forget to hit us up on TikTok, Instagram, and most importantly of all, YouTube. Yes, you know me, Man United. Yes, going straight into it. Like Liverpool hold their smoke. Like, come on, just too gassed. I can't lie, I'm gassed. I'm gassed because I'm just going straight into it. Man United 2-1. Yeah, putting Liverpool to the sword. And you know what? It's a big win for Man United. Big win for Man United and Ruben Amorim. Obviously, in Buemo with the first goal after 1 minute. Gakpo with the equalizer, then the boy Harry with the winner. Let's break it down, get into it. But boy, I can't lie, that's what we needed, man. Like for Man United, like for me, with the banner that's been going on, obviously don't mean nothing. Like obviously still got a long way to go, but boy, 10 years not winning at Anfield, that is a victory that I needed. But boy, let's get into it. Obviously 1-0, first goal in Buemo. There's a bit of debate about my man and with Van Dijk and what's his name? McAllister, bumped heads, and Bremer went through, scored the goal. People are saying that the ref should have blown the whistle. And for me, I'll be honest, in that type of situation, anything could happen. The ref could blow, there's not really much I can say. He played on, I'm happy that he played on and scored the goal. And in them type of situations, you know, when they say like you got to ride your luck throughout the season, some things go for you, some don't, them type of situations, I'm just happy they went for us on this day because there's been many situations throughout the season was gone against me and I've just been bugging out. I'm like, no referee systems against us. And look, it went for us today. So, but it wasn't one of them blatant decisions that I thought that the referee should have just stopped the game because again, earlier on in the game when it happened to our player, he carried on the advantage, didn't lead to nothing. But at the end of the day, the referee's trying to be fair. So that one there can't really moan. But the boy Buemo, he's on smoke. He's on smoke, and this is what I was talking about with a couple of the people and why Sir Jim and the club. I'm in a good mood. The reason why I'm in a good mood because I'll say, listen. First of all, the fact that he came out and he backed the manager, for me, that's what I like to see in it. Like I really spoke about it in terms of the player power and all of that stuff, but the fact that they came out, backed the manager, I thought that they gave the players a kick up the arse to let them know, say, look, the manager's here, he ain't going nowhere. We've got to stick by him. We've got to do what we've got to do. Fans are like, coaches are like, everyone at the club. I thought, you know, we just got to crack on with it. And second of all, the win. Not just back-to-back wins, which obviously Amorim needed. It's the fact that he done it at Anfield, where, listen, Slaughter's come out and talk about Man United playing low block. Me personally, I don't think it was a low block as the such what we see back in the day when there's 2 rows of 4 and you're defending. Man United had a lot of chances in the game, and I thought that with the press, with the half press that we had and the ability to win the ball in high and low positions and counter and use the spaces wisely when we had the ball, I thought that was the difference. Obviously, when you go to Anfield, you have to accept that Liverpool, they're going to have the ball more than you most of the time. So you have to be prepared in your organization defensively and making sure that you are defensively good. And when you do get them opportunities, you punish. And I think what killed Liverpool was the fact that we scored so early, and that was important for Man United, and they're setting the tone and then moving on in the game. In the first half, Bruno Fernandes absolutely outstanding. I'll say it again, best midfielder in the league. I know in the second half it was a bit off, but then he does what he does best. Great assist, absolute amazing ball. I don't see no other midfielder in the league currently right now that is doing that. Yes, when we had Kevin De Bruyne, we'll get them type of assists, but right now, Bruno Fernandes, when it comes to creativity and making things happen and being a match winner for Manchester United, he's very, very vital. But don't get it twisted. Liverpool had their chances, and on any given day, Liverpool could have easily got their victory. But with the aura and the security of Lemons in goal, the good defensive organisation, and Man United able to ride their luck and working together and showing that spirit, like Amorim said, it was a well-deserved victory for Manchester United. And right now, like I think the game against Brighton is more important than the game against Liverpool because all that hard work can be done within the week. And this is where Man United have really got to be focused. If we can go and win that game against Brighton, it sets the precedent for the rest of the season where, yes, cool, we've done that big, amazing thing for a good achievement where we've beat a big team, cool, banter, whatnot, celebrations. But now we can focus, win this game against Brighton, then we can put ourselves in a position where we, like Ruben Amorim said, we don't have to worry about what position we're going to finish or whatnot. We're in a good position as long as we can focus game by game and getting the 3 points in every game. It's going to give Manchester United the best opportunity of having a good season. Where we end up in the end, who knows? Who knows? Let's not focus on that right now. Let's focus on what we're doing, and that is performing and getting the 3 points. And that needs to be the president from now to the rest of the season. And that's what Man United, the fans, the players, everyone are like, the owners need to focus on and push on. Liverpool, they're struggling right now. They're in a bit of a pickle. 4 defeats on the bounce. Right now, they spent a lot of money. I think it was over £500 million that they spent in this transfer window. Isak doesn't look to be firing. Obviously, Ekatike was firing, but now he's on the bench because of the likes of Isak coming in, trying to bed him in. Wirtz, most expensive Premier League signing, hasn't really kicked off. And defensively, they're looking quite shaky. Salah not on form. Van Dijk not on form. So Liverpool and Slot got a lot of questions to ask up. Everyone's saying that Slot had an easy ride with Klopp coming in. He just had to make a couple changes, but now when he's got to impose his own team, his own philosophy, his own players, he's having a bit of difficulty. For me personally, obviously I want to see Liverpool fail. I don't really want to see them to do well, but we'll see how Slot turns out, and this is where the test of how quality or how good of a manager he is. So we'll see how that one plans out. Moving on, Chelsea versus Southampton. Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest, and Poster Doodoo, like I always call him, sack. This one here was funny. Like I done a TikTok about this. Go and check it on my TikTok. But Ange Postecoglou losing his job after no wins in 8 games for Nottingham Forest. And you know what? I did say in my preseason predictions that a preview that I did feel that the owner did need to see something for him to continue moving on with this project. And I did also say, if he's a ruthless man, if he's not seeing what he wants, he's going to go. But how ruthless Maracas was in getting rid of Ange Postecoglou was one for the history books. The fact that after the 60th minute, but don't get me wrong, in the first half, Nottingham Forest, they were playing quite well. They was getting chances, they was pressing Chelsea well, there was good opportunities, and it wasn't quite finishing it. And in the second half, when Chelsea got the 2 quick-fire goals, it was all done for Ange Postecoglou. And for me, that is the problem with Ange, and this is the lesson that he hasn't learned. This was the problem that he had with Tottenham, was they would press, they would do all this high, amazing man-for-man, little bit like Leeds underneath Bielsa, that type of football, but they can't sustain it for long periods of time. Then the players switch off for about 5 minutes, and then they're open, and you can get your chances to score goals. And it's the same repetitive system and formation that he's brought to Nottingham Forest, again with a less quality of player. Some might differ and question that in terms of Spurs, and I feel that he's made his job, his mission even harder, trying to put that philosophy in, considering it didn't work out at Spurs, to go in and do the exact same thing, maybe not tweak it a bit and maybe over the line push and work. But at the end of the day, I'll be honest, with Ange Postecoglou and his tactics, I don't think they're there for the Premier League. They worked in the likes of Japan and they worked in the Scottish League. But when you're talking about the best league in the world, Bielsa had to learn the hard way, and I think Ange has to learn the hard way too. Big win for Chelsea. Let's not forget about Chelsea, 3-0 win. Palmer not involved in the team. Obviously, question marks about their performance, considering they lost against Manchester United. So this was a big chance for Chelsea to get themselves back involved in the wins, 2 wins in a row. Obviously, they won last week as well. But Enzo Maresca wasn't involved in the game today, considering he got a red card last week. But for Chelsea, this is a good victory. Obviously, the importance is going to be for them the consistency. Obviously, they're going this week and they're playing the Champions League. Can they continue make it 3 wins on the roll and get back to the form that need to be challenging? Because you're with the likes of Manchester United now kicking on. Spurs had a little wobble, but Arsenal being consistent, and Liverpool wanting to get back to that form, and Manchester City really hot on their heels. It's going to be important for Chelsea to continue and keep up their good form and collecting them 3 points. Moving on to Arsenal, top of the table, 1-0 victory against Fulham, set piece specialists. And hey, Arsenal seem to be doing a little bit of what Liverpool was doing last season. Not playing amazing, but getting the 3 points. But with Arsenal, obviously there's question marks over the way that they're doing it, considering it's a lot of set pieces, and obviously the fact that they've been using this same kind of philosophy and tactic for maybe the last 18 months or so, and haven't really got over the line of yet. So there's still question marks as, is this really the right thing? Are they going to be found out? But as for now, Arsenal are top of the table and they're looking strong. And one of the big pluses for Arsenal is their defensive record. They're really, really strong at the back, and that's been a big foundation of Arteta. And a lot of people have criticized Arsenal and their purchases of a lot of defenders, but it seems to be coming to fruition, considering that they are now very defensively solid, and it gives them an opportunity and it gives them a balance where up front they've got amazing talent with the likes of Saka, the likes of Eze, Gaio. There's obviously question marks about him going up front, but he does give them that option in scoring goals. Martinelli. So with Arsenal, again, not the best performance getting over the line, but we do we need to see more? Will we see more? Again, they're going in the midweek. Can they keep up that consistency? And I think with Arsenal, I think they're one loss away from the fans maybe questioning Arteta and questioning the players, and that maybe might be the stumbling block on them moving forward. But let us know what you think. Let me know what you think about Arsenal and their current form. Do you Arsenal fans think that you need to see more from Arteta? Are you happy with how it's going at the current moment? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Bro, Arsenal top of the league, man. Can't believe it. But hey, moving on swiftly. Everton, Man City versus Everton. Haaland. I want Haaland especially. Obviously, being a Man United fan, don't really want Man City to be doing well. But considering Haaland and his form, I spoke about this before when we talk about the best strikers in the world. A lot of talk about Harry Kane doing amazing in Germany with Bayern Munich, smashing every record going over there. But I feel like Haaland again, I don't know where it is because maybe we expected him to be he has been amazing, but we just expected him to reach his ultimate elite levels. But for him to be scoring 11 games in a row, 1 game away from the famous Cristiano Ronaldo's record, I think we have to start really looking at Haaland seriously again, which I found quite silly considering how many years and how young he's been performing and scoring at this amazing rate. Haaland again with a brace against Everton, giving Man City the victory. And Man City look like they're back on their toes. They look like they're back on form. And for me, they're probably the dark horses when it comes to the Premier League title. They've been there, they've done it before, and they're kind of like the underdogs going through this. Everyone's expecting Arsenal to go on and win the league, considering they actually need to. Liverpool won the league last season, spent the most money. A lot of people are expecting them to go on and win it again. So Man City, rebuilding, a lot of issues over the last couple of seasons. Maybe this is a perfect opportunity for Pep Guardiola to quietly creep up and maybe sneak up in challenging for that title. So Manchester City definitely wants to watch, considering that they've got, for me, probably the best striker, not only in the Premier League. I definitely think when it comes to in the world, we definitely have to put Haaland in that conversation as one of the best strikers in the world right now. So when you've got an asset like that in your team, you've always got to be wary and definitely take them seriously when it comes to the Premier League title and the Premier League title challenge. So Everton, I don't think I would be too disappointed considering the quality of Man City. Their best player, Jack Grealish, in form, wasn't able to play because he was on loan from Manchester City. So I think they'll dust that one back off, get back on the training ground, and definitely push on to next week. Yes, moving on. Aston Villa versus Spurs. 2-1 to Aston Villa. This one was a big victory for Aston Villa. Been struggling of recent. Managed to be picking up some form of late. I think that's their 3rd victory in a row. And for Villa, their 5th consecutive victory in all competitions. So Villa have definitely picked up their form and definitely picked up under Emery, considering their slow start. And for Spurs, definitely some question marks about their manager, but definitely question marks about their consistency, which definitely is one of the key things in Spurs and what we want to see in terms of them pushing on and being a challenger, as some of their fan bases would say. So question marks for Frank and his team, considering that they did go ahead, wasn't able to see it out. Question marks in terms of, again, how were they gonna score goals? Did create chances, but wasn't quite clinical. Lot of half missed chances, of lot of not players not running onto positions, not getting on the end of crosses. But hey, probably just another bad day at the office for Spurs. But I did hear a pundit say, I can't remember his name, but when it comes to Spurs, they definitely have to think about the fans trying to make that place a scary place to go. Because I heard for a lot of away clubs, there's not really not much pressure there. They can just go there and they feel it's a good day out. Everyone likes each other, everyone's feeling good, and they can go there and pick up their 3 points. So if Spurs want to go on to have that elite mentality and be that challenging club, they're definitely going to have to make the London Stadium a bit of a fortress when it comes to them going on challenge on. And like I said, Emery, good start for them. Definitely want to be challenging, getting themselves back up into the European spots in the Europa League, a competition that Emery definitely is going to be taking serious. So it's going to be interesting to see how he prioritizes the league or the Europa League. But nowadays, I don't think that's really much of an option, considering the quality of teams that they are. Everyone chasing for Europe. You've got to be on it in both case competitions, and you've got to be nailed on to get them 3 points. Yes, moving on swiftly before we end the stream. We've got a couple more left. But Brighton versus Newcastle. 2-1 to Brighton. Disappointing result for Newcastle. Haven't really quite kicked on in the Premier League as such. Bit of stop for Eddie Howe and his men. Brighton, same kind of thing, would take this victory definitely in their stride, considering they've got a big game against Manchester United away next week. What a finish by Warhorse, by the way. It doesn't look like Newcastle are missing Isak at the moment. I think they're loving the fact that they got 130 million in the bank. And so great striker. I said he was a player that I thought that could do well in the league. I saw him in under 21s for Germany. He's got the size, got the physicality. And I always say, tall strikers always seem to do well in the Premier League, considering the physicality, loads of crosses that come in, and just that hustle or bustle and be able to nick on and get them jammy goals and tap-ins, as they would say. But excellent finish from him. Nice little back heel, slot it in, but it wasn't good enough because, as you know, Danny Welbeck, I was actually thinking about it when I was watching Danny Welbeck and his performances today, and I was thinking, but is there a chance that Danny Welbeck should go to the World Cup? And you got to ask yourself a question again. Has Danny Welbeck been disrespected his whole career? I think I've got to do a separate video on that and something on TikTok. But it's definitely something to think about. Tell me what you think about Danny Welbeck and his career, because his brace against Newcastle and his performances, I say over maybe the last 18 months or 2 years, has probably one of the best performances bar Harry Kane as an English forward. And for him not to be in the England squad, is that because of age, quality, politics? I don't know. But for me, if you want a striker that is going to give you hard work, knows goals, got history of winning, been at big clubs, knows what it takes, even has a good England record, if I'm not mistaken as well, definitely a player I think that Thomas Tuchel should be thinking about in bringing to the World Cup, especially considering his form. So yeah, man, that's it, guys. Obviously, I know I didn't get to mention everyone on the stream, but you know how we do, just trying to stay consistent. Love for everyone that was locked in, locked out. I know how it goes. Don't worry. I just love guys that's coming in. As long as I see someone joining in, I'm good. Every week, every time, I'm going to try to get bigger and better. But yeah, don't forget to follow us on all socials. And I've got some news coming out for you guys in the next couple of weeks or so. So look out for that. Don't forget to put the notifications on your bell. Let's go, buddy.